Here we go. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I don't know what that was, but today I'm going to be doing a video that I actually referenced that I was going to be doing in my last video. My last video, to those of you that didn't see it, it was a 3 healthy, easy lunch idea video. And in that video, as well as on the last vlog that I uploaded on my vlog channel, I talked about the fact that Dan and I have had like a couple of conversations in recent time that has kind of, basically I gotta back up. So my videos on my channel, you know, if you've been on here for a while now, they have been highly edited videos for a while, probably for like the last year and a half or so. And I have had a passion for editing and creating content that I feel like is artsy for a long time now, and it's definitely a genuine part of me. That's why I keep making them. But I've also felt like lately in my life I've been pretty like overwhelmed, and I'm kind of repeating myself what I said in those other videos, but pretty overwhelmed with the amount of like editing and shooting and just trying to get all of these projects done. And I still feel like this camera is like not at the appropriate height. And Dan recently, to fast forward this whole situation, about a week or two ago, was like, Nikki, I feel like you need to do more videos where you just sit down and you talk with everyone. He was like, I think your production quality and everything is great, and I know you love doing that. He's like, but I feel like it's almost building like a wall between you and the people that watch your videos. So today, that is what I am doing. I am kicking this off on my channel. Don't worry, to everyone who really likes my highly edited stuff, it's not going away because it's a part of me and I love it. Also, another YouTube channel that I run called The Gang, we're relaunching that channel in the next couple of weeks with content that's going to be kind of similar to my channel. So I'll be doing stuff over there as well. And it's not going away. I want to talk to you guys more. And when he said that, that really resonated with me because I like talking, and I like talking with and to people and having conversations. And I thought an appropriate way to kick this off on my channel would be kind of like a plastic surgery update type of situation. So I know what I want to talk about, although I did say on Snapchat that if anyone had any questions, I opened up my snaps for a little bit, which if you don't follow me on Snapchat, you should totally go follow me on Snapchat because I just post the most amazing snaps ever. Not, but you should totally follow me. Anyways, so a couple people did ask questions. I don't know what they're gonna ask yet, but I'm gonna kind of dive in. So here we go, plastic surgery. If you didn't know this about me, I actually had a breast augmentation and technically liposuction about 3-ish years ago. Now, I made a video on my vlog channel that is one of my highest viewed videos across all of my channels, talking about my plastic surgery. And when I made that video, I made it about 5 to 6 months after I had already had the procedures done to me. And it was actually a really interesting thing to go through because it was something where if I had never told anyone, I don't think anyone would have known, because I was already wearing padded bras before that. So literally it was just like, okay, well now my boobs are the same size as the padding that I'm wearing every day. The reason I don't think anybody would have known is because for the 5 months that I didn't say anything between getting them done and then that point of releasing the video, not a single person said to me on my videos, on my Instagram, on Twitter, nothing. No one was like, did you get a procedure done? Like something looks different. So I don't even think anyone would have known. But I felt like saying something because A, there's something uncomfortable to me about having like secrets off of the internet. And I've had like adults in my life, by the way, if you hear something going, that is the vacuum. I have a cleaning lady that comes to my house and she's totes vacuuming the other room. Multiple people have told me before, like, you don't need to tell the internet everything. There are things that you can keep to yourself. And I agree with that. You guys don't know everything about me, but there is something that feels weird to me about having like huge secrets away from you guys. Partially because I'm always worried that someone else is going to be able to like just expose my secrets to everyone. So I was like, you know what? I just want to come clean. I want to tell people. Plus there might be other people that are interested in it. So, but that was a weird process because when I came out and I told everyone that I had it done, it was a huge hubbub on my channel and on my video, specifically around the fact of, Nikki, you call yourself a Christian and you think that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So why would you surgically alter your body if you believe that God created you the way you are? Like, people almost started putting words into my mouth, like, how do you know what I believe about like my body or like changing my body or whatever? And to be honest, at the time, the way that I saw it was very much like, well, what's the difference really between like putting on fake eyelashes or fake hair or makeup or self-tanner or anything like that? It's all alteration. This is just like more of an extreme alteration. And to be honest now, a few years later, and by the way, if you want to know about my surgery, I really recommend you go watch that video because I don't really want to go back and explain like the liposuction thing. Technically, it was fixing like a botched procedure that I had before, but if you want to go watch it, I will link it down below and that explains everything. But here I am 3-ish years later, and part of me still feels the same way. And I've actually thought this before, like in other terms as well, like money is a really good one. Like my mom and I have made jokes about that before, like people are only rich or they only spend too much money, and it's ridiculous if it's more than you. It's like you base it on what you're comfortable with, which I guess how else are you supposed to like really navigate through life? But that's how I still feel like, well, where is the line? Like, what is the line? It's very blurry. But what I will say is a question that I get asked a lot from people, and what I've often wondered myself is like, has my opinion changed? Do I regret it? What do I think about that? And the way that I feel about my plastic surgery at this point is I don't necessarily regret it. I like the size that I went with my breast augmentation. I went to a small C. Not that you can see it right now, and even if my boobs were in the shot, I'm wearing a YouTube shirt. So anyways, I like my size. I like being what I am, so I don't regret it. But what I have thought before is that I wish I grasped going into my procedure that like, yo, you're going to have to get this redone one day. I may not have to get them redone within the 10-year timeline that people often talk about, but I'm gonna have to get them done at some point, even if it takes 20 years. And I don't know, I can't say that would have changed my decision because I'm living with them now and I like them. But I wonder sometimes, like, if I really grasped that, would I have done it? Because the thought of like how fast time is flying and in the blink of an eye, I'm gonna have to have surgery again to either take them out or replace them or something is a little bit like, oh, I wish I had really grasped that concept. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm just psyching myself out because I do have a long ways to go. But I think about that sometimes. That is something that I would say if you are considering getting any kind of plastic surgery, something to really sit and think about. Also, I don't even think you really realize, or at least I didn't, how big of a deal surgery is. Like, you forget until you have surgery and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is a huge ordeal. Like, I had some of the most, like, I have a seriously embarrassing story that happened to me from that surgery that I don't think I've ever told the internet. I don't think I can ever tell the internet. Maybe I will one day because I've seen gross stuff. I mean, like, dude, Tosh.0 puts the grossest stuff on TV. So, like, maybe I'll tell you guys at some point, but I had some, like, horrific things happen with my surgery. And I just, afterwards, after a little while, was like, wait a minute. So I'm gonna have to do this again. Now, I will say, I think my process was really intense because I also had liposuction on my hips. So I was not just out of commission in my chest area and my upper body, but I was also out of commission in my lower body, which made it really hard to move or do anything. Ugh, I'm like so indecisive with this whole camera situation today. Honestly, those are the biggest things I wanted to talk to you guys about my plastic surgery. Now, I will say I did tease in my other video that there are other things that I've had done to my body, and it's not really plastic surgery, but it's another procedure that I wanted to kind of talk about, and that is that, yes, I have had Botox. I have had Botox a couple of times over the years. My very first time I got it was actually a day before, which was so stupid, before I filmed a music video that I did with Landon Austin a few years ago. Maybe you guys remember it. I don't even, which song was it? I think it was his song, but I don't remember. It was the one where I was down by a lake. I got Botox the day before, and when I wow, that was weird. When I first got Botox, I was like, look, I don't want to be frozen. I just want the lines on my forehead. Specifically, I get a really thick indentation right here, and then I get lines across here. I want them to be like, just like a little blurred, like a little bit of a blurry effect over them. So I went to Kate Somerville because Kate Somerville is where I've been getting my microneedling treatments and different treatments over the years. And I thought, well, they do faces that are on camera, so they'll know not to go too heavy. So I went in and I was like, look, I just want a tiny, tiny bit. Well, they were like, okay, we get it. Like, we totally know. We do people's faces on camera all the time. Like, it's not a big deal. You won't be frozen. So they do my face. Well, I ended up being totally frozen. Like, the joke ended up being for weeks, I would look at people, no, for months. I would look at people and I'd be like, can you tell that I'm angry right now? Because I'm totally frowning at you. And I couldn't frown. I couldn't raise my eyebrows. I couldn't move at all. I was like it was almost like a terrifying feeling, to be honest, to not move. I'm like, what did I do to myself? No! Well, it was also terrifying to film a music video the next day because I'm like a super expressive person, if you can't tell. I need another bite of my Luna bar. I'm going to lunch soon. Tea Gardens in Santa Clarita. Shout out to Tea Gardens. If any of you live out here, tell me if you ever eat there. Woo! Questions are pouring in on my Snapchat. Anyways, I couldn't move. But even though I couldn't move, I liked the smoothing effect. And I was like, there has to be like a middle ground with this. So maybe like 6 or 7 months later, it stayed in me for so long. I went back and I got Botox again, but this time I believe I went to, yes, another YouTuber. Yeah, I did. I went to a place that a YouTuber recommended, who I won't say her name because I don't actually know if she is open about the fact that she does Botox. So just in case, I'm not going to say her name, but another YouTuber recommended me to this place. So I went to this place and I said, look, I got this many units, which I realize this story is not helpful because I can't remember the units. But it doesn't matter anyways, because they gave me like the minimum recommended by the FDA. So whatever that number is, that's what I got. But it was way too much. So I said, now I want to cut it down by like X amount of units. And they were like, well, that's so slight, it might not even do anything. And I was like, I just want to test it. I could always get more. So they do it. Once again, way too frozen. I end up being like, just not upset, but kind of like upset by it because I was so frozen again. So yeah, so I ended up being frozen again. So that was my second time. Third time, I decided to go to a place up here in Valencia. I believe they're called, I think it's called Dermacure Valencia. So I ended up going there. My hair keeps falling back behind my head and it's making me mad. Come on, high bun, stay in place. Stay in place. That's kind of better, or I look crazy now. I can't quite decide. Anyway, so for my third time, I went to Dermacure Valencia and I told them, look, I've had Botox done twice. It is way too much. They cut it down the second time. I want to cut it down even more the third time. So they cut it down even more the third time. And third time, still too much. I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on? Got it done a fourth time, which was my most recent time. And honestly, it was still too much. So the moral of the story is every time I've gone, I've cut down the amount of Botox I've had, like drastically. And apparently I'm really sensitive to it. So I have liked Botox for the blurring effect it gives. But if you've ever watched my videos within the last couple of years and you've been like, why is she making a weird face right now? Like even in recent, like videos, I'm like, I'm making the weirdest face? That is why, because sometimes Botox, certain parts of your face are frozen and I'm so expressive that I end up looking like a crazy person. Next time I go, which will probably be in a few months because it lasts a really long time on me. By the way, I got Dysport and not Botox. I'm gonna have him cut it down again. And this time I'm probably gonna have him cut it in half because I'm like, yo, how do I keep being so sensitive to Botox? Like, I'm so sensitive. So yeah, that's my Botox experience. That's my plastic surgery experience. If you guys have any questions, obviously let me know down below. But now I'm gonna open up my Snapchat and start answering some of these questions. I will say, in Snapchat Q&As in the past, I've put the video on the screen, but I don't wanna go through that right now because I don't wanna plug in my computer. Now I look like I'm wearing bunny ears. What is even happening? So I'm just gonna play them on the screen and we will see what happens is the moral of the story. So let's hear it. Yo, yo. You guys see?
How did you decide to get a boob job?
Ooh, such a decisive question. I grew up with, and by the way, you're really cute. I thought that was my first thought when you came on the screen was like, makeup on fleek, you're cute. So, and it was Katie. I have had small boobs my whole life and I just kept waiting to have some boobs and I never did. And I remember my mom was like, you know, everybody would say, wait till after you have a kid. And my mom was like, my boobs didn't really grow when I had you guys. So I just kind of decided, I was like, you know what? And I had a friend that had a boob job as well. I was like, I think I'm just gonna do it. Like after thinking about it for a while, I just decided to do it. That's such a basic bae answer. Like I thought about it and I did it, but that's what happened. I thought about it and then I decided to do it. And the doctor that I went to had worked on my aunt a whole bunch because my aunt has had a ton of stuff done. She's not my real aunt, but one of my mom's close friends. And then my friend had work done there. So I had seen his work and he was board certified. And so that's what I decided to do, was go to him. So next question.
Hi Nikki, love your channel. I guess my question is, what do you think is the most important questions to ask your plastic surgeon to find the best one?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, So opinions are gonna vary because I have a friend who had a boob job not done by a board certified plastic surgeon. But to me, I would say I wouldn't go under the knife unless they were board certified. So that's a really good one. If you are having a breast augmentation, I think it's good to find out whether you should go the route of silicone or saline. My doctor told me I was set on saline because of health reasons. I was like, if my boob pops, I'll know it. It's just like salt water that will leak into my body and it's fine. But my plastic surgeon a couple of days before was like, Nikki, I have to be honest with you. I have to speak my mind. Ugh, my baby hairs are falling down. He was like, I have to speak my mind. I really think you should go silicone. He was like, you don't understand how safe silicone is now. Like the tests that they do, and he showed me like videos. And then on top of that, he also said that I had such little breast tissue that if I got saline, it wouldn't be very long before I started rippling in my breasts. Like you would see ripples because that's how saline is. It has to have give in the bag because it's just liquid. So it ripples, whereas silicone is filled out gel, so you're less likely to ripple. So I would ask like, this is what I want, but what do you think? What are your thoughts and why do you think those things? And yeah, certified, board certified, I think is a really important thing because you're gonna have surgery. Like surgery is a big deal. That was a good question. All right, next.
What?
Oh my God.
You love Nikki?
Yeah.
Ah, that wasn't a question, but that was so cute. Okay.
Hi, Nikki. Just wondering if you've ever considered getting laser hair removal. I know it's not plastic surgery, but I'm kind of interested.
Ooh, that's a good question. Are you at school? Are you a teacher? I'm not sure. You looked very like official and studious. So I have considered it. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but Jessica Bollinger, we went to the Magic Castle maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and she was raving to me about laser hair removal. She was like, literally, it's amazing. My mom actually had laser hair removal on her eyebrows, so she would never have to have them shaved again. And while she loved it, she said it was like one of the most painful things she's ever done. And my mom's got a pretty high pain tolerance. I have some friends that have had laser hair removal and they have loved it. So I've considered it. It's just not like a top priority to me. Like if I was gonna do more, to be honest, here's the thing. If I was gonna do more to my body, here are the things I'm thinking. A, I'm gonna continue microneedling, but I have debated getting the pearl laser because while I will admit my skin, at least from the monitor where I'm sitting right now, looks like flawless on camera, it's because I have heavy makeup on and I'm sitting in perfect lighting. And my skin is literally so much better than it was a few years ago. And if you wanna watch my skin journey, I'll have those videos linked down below as well. And remind me, if I don't link them, yell at me and I'll link things. But I still have indentations and I've heard that pearl is like starting over with a brand new face. But if you watched my Fraxel videos, you know that I had intense reactions to Fraxel. So part of me is like, well, do I even want to risk that? Part of me just wants to keep doing microneedling. And then the other procedure that I'm debating, you guys are all gonna yell at me, is tiny little baby lip injections. Melissa, who works with me as my assistant, you've seen her on my vlog channel if you watch my vlogs. She literally, every time I bring it up, she's like, Nikki. I'm like, I know. I probably won't do it, but I might. I'm debating because I've heard that it's something that if you don't like it, they go down eventually, and that's that. So we will see if I do that. I will tell you guys though. I will update you.
I was just wondering if your faith had any role in whether you decided on getting plastic surgery or not.
Yeah, I think I briefly touched on that earlier. Like I said, for me personally, and I totally recognize where the debate would be and why people would see things in another way. But for me personally, I just felt like, I was like, all right, well, I really want to do this. It's not going to cause me any harm financially. I'm doing my research physically to the best of my ability, board certified doctor. And I really did feel when I reflected internally, like, well, where is the line? Like if this is what I want to do and I want to adjust, where is the line? Like if I was wearing padded bras before, does that mean padded bras are wrong? Which to some people they are. So for me, I felt good about it. And at this point, and maybe my opinion will change one day, but at this point, I still feel good about it, like I mentioned earlier. So, you know, I'll give updates over the years in case like Mama Nikki grows up and ends up feeling like really horrible about her decisions, then I'll let you know. But yeah.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
I just had a question. If you were to get plastic surgery again, what would be your next thing? Cool. Have a good day.
Ooh, I already answered that, but that was a good question. You're cute.
Okay, my question for you is, what was your biggest worry when
decided to undergo plastic surgery?
Okay, so my biggest worry was that I've always been really into health and eating well and taking care of my body, and I fully realized that it was like a complete oxymoron to undergo a surgery for aesthetics, for looks, but to put my body through that. And that was a valid point. And to be honest, when I look back, that is the side of me, like I said, that kind of feels dumb. Like I'm like, wow, I put my body through a lot. My hair is literally driving me insane, guys. It's driving me so insane. I have to fix this. I'll just fix it while I'm talking. That is still to this day the one thing that I'm like, that's like in direct, like way more so like when people bring up my faith, like, oh, how could you be a Christian and have plastic surgery? To me, that feels like less of a, if the word is juxtaposition, that feels like less, I don't think that's the word, but we'll just roll with it, less of a juxtaposition than like my passion for health, because I spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money on taking care of my body and my health. And it made me feel like, how can you say that you care about your health and your well-being and then undergo surgery just for visual aesthetic? So I actually don't even remember what your question was. Wow, I just blanked. Oh, what was my biggest worry? That was my biggest worry. So yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna shut down my Snapchat. Everybody say hi, you're on my, guys, you're on my Snapchat. Hey guys, so I'm shutting down my Snapchat now. Thank you for all of your questions. The questions were so good. I didn't want to stop answering them, and yeah. All right guys, so that is it. Let me know in the comments down below. Not only, I guess, if you have any thoughts, opinions you want to chime in with, if you have any questions that I didn't get to answer in my plastic surgery video, I guess I said the video I filmed right now. I troll my comments and I try to answer comments like crazy. So let me know down below. Also leave video requests because like I said, I'm gonna have a mixture again on my channel of talking and of highly edited stuff. So things that you want to see as I'm spitting on myself, let me know in the comments so that I can take requests and try to do the videos that you guys want to see. Also, I know a lot of you guys really liked my last food video and I have another food video coming out next week. Don't forget to check out my vlog channel because I do a whole ton of other videos in my vlog channel, including a grocery haul that I'm uploading today. Follow me on all my socials, Snapchat, Instagram, all that jazz, and I will see you soon. Bye guys. All right guys, so if you made it all the way to the end of this video, besides the fact that you should totally click that button right there next to my boobs that you now know are fake if you didn't know before, click that button to subscribe. On top of that, if you made it all the way to the end, you should write on the bottom in the comment section, Team Titties. That's gonna really throw everyone off who didn't get to the end of this video. So yeah, I will see you all soon. Bye guys.